Nancy Judy Saunders was born April 8, 1886, in Sharpsburg, Bath County. One of 5 children, she finished her education at the Sharpsburg Academy, a prestigious college of the day. Nan met the dashing Mr. Botts, and they were married in 1910. The couple set up housekeeping in Bath County and raised their 4 children there. Nan, nanny to her grandchildren, passed away in May of 1967, 57 years after pledging her troth to the man she loved. Between the years 1910 and 1920, Nan and Mason brought 4 children into the small world of Bath County. May Elizabeth was first, then Seth, then Nancy, and finally Nelson Fant. In 1925, Mason was elected sheriff of Bath County, following in the footsteps of his father and many of his forefathers. Bath County, though small, was social. Visits back and forth among friends and kin often made the local news. Nan's group played rook rather than bridge, just to be sure they didn't touch cards that were used in poker. Like many young boys, Nelson got a camera and took pictures of everything in his path. On the back of this one, of his dad, Mason, he wrote, "Pap telling me how to take the picture. Typical. Some things never change." It seems that Seth was born to be a hero. When he was just a lad, he saw lightning strike a neighbor's barn. Seth ran to town to alert the fire department, then ran back to the barn and extinguished the flames before the fire department arrived on the scene. This is Nick, the Dalmatian. Nelson loved Nick. When they both grew to adulthood, Nelson and Nick enlisted into the Army. We are all proud of them. Nick never rode home. After graduation, May Elizabeth lived in Lexington, where she worked as a county home demonstration agent and where she met Ernest Lee Janes, also a UK graduate and a football star. He swept her off her feet, and they married in 1937. On December 7, 1941, the lives and plans of the Botts family of Sharpsburg were put on hold as each member of the family, along with the rest of the world, went to war against tyranny and evil. As is the case with most Americans, the Botts family fought the battles while putting on a pleasant demeanor for those at home. 5th Company, 3rd Student Training Regiment, Fort Benning, Georgia. Monday, November 16, 1942. Dearest Nelsie Pye, well, lots has happened since I wrote to you. First, Ernie was made company commander October 22 and captain November 6. We are so thrilled about it. However, it made a change in our plans to ask for a leave, as Ernie has to get the company in shape and everything under control before he leaves. So he will ask for the leave in early December, I think. I was hoping to overlap our visit with yours. Won't that be simply divine? Let us know when you hear anything definite, and I shall likewise let you know of my for sure trip. Isn't it wonderful that you're another uncle? I mean, you are uncle of a little nephew. How did you like that name? I assume you knew Mason Saunders Botts was born at 2 a.m. November 15, 1942, at General Hospital, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Seth phoned Ernie Sunday about 12:30, and I got so excited I could hardly finish my breakfast. Yes, we still have our breakfast at noon. Won't Dad be thrilled about the name? Ernest Jr. is learning to say cousin, so he'll know what to call the littlest Botsy of them all when he sees him. The fall weather has been perfectly lovely. We don't have a fire tonight and haven't had many. Ernest and I spent as much time out of doors as we can, and that is right much. For Christmas, we're getting him a wagon so we can pull him around. Then maybe a little later he can pull us around. Of course, now he's walking all over and I have to keep an eagle eye on him. Of course, you knew that Seth is a captain as of November 7. Ernie ranks him a trifle, but that's only fair as Ernie has me to help him. Wasn't it terrible about Mr. Arnold Hart's death? I wonder if they will let Marshall know. Well, sweets, I must to bed as Tuesday morning is riding class. I must be ready to wrestle with a tough army horse. They, the horses, aren't smooth articles at all. Good night, we love you, Melibba and Ernie. Seth graduated from the University of Kentucky in 1936. As a member of the ROTC, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant upon graduation. Seth stayed in the military as a reservist and went to work as a civil engineer. He often visited Huntington, West Virginia, where he met and fell in love and married the lovely Mary Rich Short in 1940. 2 years later, their son, Mason Saunders Botts, was born. Early in 1942, Seth was called to active duty. While Mary Rich and little Mason kept the home fires burning, Seth arrived in England as D-Day was preparing to launch. He joined his battalion after June 6, 1944. In October, Seth took the surrender of Aachen, the first German city to be captured. The capture of Aachen made the international news, and Seth received some fame back home as well as his first Silver Star awarded for valor. In typical Botts fashion, Seth was quoted as saying, "We just happened to be on this little piece of ground where he was." In addition to leading the troops in this battle, Seth was also posted as sniper. When asked about this in the interview, Seth said, "I didn't kill anybody. You never do, you know." Seth received more honors and awards before he was tragically killed on January 26, 1945, by a stray artillery shell that impacted in a tree above his head as he was riding in a Jeep. Seth Botts was a hero of war, a loving son, brother, husband, and father. Nancy was the most highly educated of the Botts children. She earned her bachelor's degree from Moorhead Teachers College, then on to Nashville for her master's degree from Peabody College. Nancy returned to Sharpsburg and put her education and skills to work in the public school system. Nancy married R.K. Hart in 1943, and they spent a short time in Baltimore until settling in Flemingsburg, where R.K. took charge of bringing electricity to rural Kentucky and to raise their family. Nelson graduated from Sharpsburg High School in 1939 and started at the University of Kentucky that same year. After Pearl Harbor, he enlisted in the Army. Because Nelson had 2 years of ROTC, and once they realized how brilliant he was assigned to the Signal Corps and sent to Officer Candidate School and Top Secret Radar School. He spent the remainder of the war in the Pacific, setting up radio communication and breaking the code of the enemy. On the back of this photo, Nelson wrote, "The Brain Trust. I got in by mistake." That was typical of his self-deprecating humor.
Hello, cousins. This is Kendall Hart. Our cousin, Jane Ellen Botts Bradley, sent a letter to me to share with you that was written by her father, Nelson Fant Botts, in December 1944 during World War II to his sister, May Elizabeth Botts Janes, whom he referred to as Plibba, Plibba. Dearest Plibba, Mother informed me in a letter today that you have again become a mother and I have become an uncle 3 times over. I'm very, very proud of you, Plibba, and most of all proud of myself for now having a little baby boy named for me. It's the most peculiar feeling I've ever experienced, and I don't know exactly what to do about it. I'm at a loss as to how to express my pride or appreciation. I'll just let the words burst out and say that I'm very, very proud to be a person worthy of the honor you've given me. It makes me realize now that I have something to live up to. Thanks a million, and even more. I guess I have someone to give my gold watch to now on Christmas Day in 1966. Gee, some fun. I know that the latest will be the best looking, biggest, and smartest in the oncoming clan. By the way, did he have all his fingers and toes? Take good care of him and teach him his ABCs before he is 6. I had a hell of a time getting that darn stuff after I started school. Oh yes, I hope to get home in time to change at least one diaper. All my love and congratulations. I'm giving away cigars. Was that proper? Tell Nancy to write me. Hi, Mom and Pat.
While Nelson served his country in the Pacific, his fiancée, Madeline Miller, finished nurse's training, became a registered nurse, and joined the Army Medical Corps. From the notes of Madeline Miller, at last we had traveled about 250 miles north, where we finally set up our own 1/16th evac and started to operate. Even though we were in tents and the weather was cold and about 2 feet of snow, we were glad to be together finally and doing our own thing. In April 1945, the 1/16th evac moved to Dachau concentration camp to give medical aid to the victims of Hitler's Holocaust. This is a photograph of the typhus ward and Madeline nursing the patients. On May 17, 1946, Nelson married his sweetheart, who outranked him, but no one mentions that. They settled down in Cooperstown, the married student housing on UK campus, while Nelson continued to work on his engineering degree, and Madeline began her civilian career in nursing.
traditions just slowly fade away.
I can't remember how the trees were when they had up all their leaves. I don't know why we have to die before we get to see those dreams. But I know that the seasons must change. These dry bones do not go up in flames, but this force we take turns making names for will spring forth canopies of green. Out on Chincoteague, where the wild ponies fly, that's where I'll find my way. Will you come and find me? Oh, river, you go so far away from me. How can I follow you there? Well, I have my reasons and I have my rhymes, but I'll never have you by my side. Out on Chincoteague, where the wild ponies fly, that's where I'll find my way. Will you come and find me? Now I'm gonna ride a whole band of ponies right up into the sky, and I'll find you when I find the end of the line. Out on Chincoteague, where the wild ponies fly, that's where I'll find my way. Will you come and find me? Come and find me.
She says she'll see my camera and raise you one.
Wait till I get my finger on the thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
That's going to be interesting to see how that comes out on the camera. My picture went black for a while.
Oh, it did!
Yeah.
I wonder what that did. say can be done. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Put your foot hard on the pedal, some devil behind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we got a run to make. Boys are thirsty in Atlanta, and there's beer in Texarkana. We'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound now, loaded up that truck. We gon' do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Take it, Bandit!
Such a
Boy, this mandolin sure needs a lot more practice. Goodness sakes, like that.
1092 Central Tower, wind 26017. Gust 22, runway 3 left storm. Clear left, clear land, United 1092. Sorry, 67 Lima Heavy, you're all set. Sorry, 67 Lima Heavy, traffic on a 5 mile final, 757. Runway 3 left on a point. Yeah, 1092 San Francisco Tower, constantly turbulence, heavy 3 minus prestigious, heavy Airbus 350 holds position, archway left on. 2 left clear to land, United 1092. Heavy traffic is in position. We're showing you south on the runway. Need to expedite off the runway. Traffic is in position.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I bowed my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. One more time. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy